My name is Noa Nikita Bleeker. I'm currently a third-year student at ICTheatre. I am part of the Performing Arts degree program, and I think my strongest point is acting at the moment. I can sing, I can dance, but acting is really what I want to do. It's really the career path I want to take after I leave, and yeah, I think also stage combat. I've always had a passion. I've had a passion for stage combat since I started doing it at the previous school I went to about 5 years ago. And I've got to do a bit more of that here, especially during our third year play of Boudica. And I just love fighting people on stage. I don't know why, it's just something I love to do. So I would love to go further down that path and one day become a fight director as well. I've never been one of those people that's like, when I was this age or when I saw this performance, I knew I wanted to be a performer. I was never like that. I mean, I've always liked, playing dress up when I was little. I mean, who doesn't when they were kids? And I took my first drama class when I was about 12 years old. And I didn't really know much about it. My mom just kind of suggested it to me as like part of my school curriculum. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll give it a try. And I really enjoyed it. I did my first play in middle school when I was about 12 years old. And from there on out, somewhere along the line, I was like, wow, this is really fun. I'd like to do this as like a full-time, job, career. And it must have been sometime in high school that I decided, yeah, I want to go to performing arts school. I know my mom suggested, because I'm also very much a visual artist, like I like to draw and paint and stuff. And my parents were always like, oh, why don't you go to art school? But I never really knew what to do with an art degree. Like, obviously there's options, but personally it just didn't appeal to me. So I was like, well, I like theater, I like acting, I'd like to give that a try. So I took a gap year to decide, really sit with it and decide if this is what I wanted to do. And after that year, I was still like, yep, no, this is what I want to do. And I guess I'm pretty good at it. So yeah, that's just how it happened. It's difficult to describe how performing makes me feel. It sounds really ironic and backwards, but I do not enjoy being the center of attention. But when I'm on stage, I'm like, that's obviously what I love. I love being the center of attention when I'm on stage because that's part of the job. But it's different, obviously, because you're playing a character. You're not really you, and it's almost like, I don't really know how to describe it. I don't want to say. I guess it is kind of a luxury in a way because you get to be telling a story in front of all these people, whether it's a group of 50 or a theater of 1,500. I was gonna say 150,000. It's a big theater. But yeah, regardless of the audience size, I get to tell this story, whether it's fictional, non-fictional, and that's just such a joyful thing. I don't really know how else to describe it. It's just people come, they want to see you. They want to see you perform and tell this story, and I don't know, it's just such a unique position to be in. Yeah, I don't know, it's magical. Where to begin? ICTheatre has prepared me in so many ways for the industry. I mean, I remember in first and second year, obviously before COVID, we had Friday options, so we got to do all these workshops and discover different skills, and that was such a valuable thing because I've never had that before where, an institution was able to offer that. And I think from there, we were all able to discover things we didn't know we were interested in. And yeah, even if it was just a one-off thing, it was still good to try. And it's skills that you can always carry with you, or at least say that you've done. And other than that, I think because the tutors are currently or have worked in the industry, they know what's currently going on and I don't want to say trends, but just current events, current happenings. And that's really helped as well, but also they know how the current industry works, so they are able to prepare you for that as well. And I think it was at the end of first year, I joined the Brown & Mills agency, which ICTheatre is partnered with. And I've been very fortunate to get a lot of castings from them and score a few gigs. It's been really, really exciting, really fun. And I think it's just been really good to, while I'm still training, to already go out and work in the professional industry and start building my CV a bit more. And the most recent one I've done was last week, actually. It was last week I did a commercial for Bumble, and that was really fun. But yeah, you get to go out to all these different locations. I did a feature film abroad last year in Madeira as well, and that was just the best experience. But yeah, wherever you go, you work with new people all the time, you start networking, and that is probably, in my opinion, the most valuable thing, networking, getting to know people from different parts of the industry. And sometimes you come across people who are like, oh, hey, I know that person too, and that's just fantastic. But another valuable thing ICTheatre has taught me is to always create your own work, because when you're out of work or you haven't heard from your agent in who knows how long, at least you'll always have your own skills and your own experience to fall back on. Get a few friends together, be like, hey, let's do a short film, or let's put on this stage production. And I think in third year, especially with our production projects, it's really just like push that bit further, being like, okay, so this is how you do it. And it's completely doable if you just put your minds to it and actually go out and do it. So yeah, and just in a lot of ways, it's really just made sure that we know that there are options, and that we know that it is possible to, make our own work and set our own examples for other people. It's always possible. It's possible for anyone to join the industry. And oh gosh, I love this question. I think the most important thing for young performers going into the industry, or want to go into the industry, is to stay, it's gonna sound so cliche, but to stay true to who they are and to keep that individuality, because that's what the industry needs. Don't need another, same from the same mold. You want to be able to represent yourself in the industry. You want to, for example, if I, me going into the industry, I'm a mixed race actor, and I would love to see, there are already, of course, many mixed race actors, but maybe 70 years ago, you didn't really have that as much. So it's important to put yourself out there, and if you don't see someone out there like you, then this is your chance to actually go out there and, represent people like you. And just, the typical, be nice to everyone. You never know who you're gonna work with. And it's just, I think another good tip for young actors is see every audition, every class, every workshop as a new opportunity, whether you get the job or not. It should be exciting. I'm always so excited when I get a new casting or go to an audition, because it's you have the room for the 5 minutes that you're in there. It's almost as if you have the job for those 5 minutes. And yeah, it should be exciting. It should be new, because you never know what could come out of it. Even if you don't get that job, you never know. The casting director could be like, oh, you're perfect for a different job. And I think keeping that excitement is so important, because otherwise it will get very same, and maybe a bit boring. And that's where you're gonna lose your spark, lose your interest. And you have to be patient. Patience is key, because you can, again, go months without hearing anything from your agent, in which case, make your own work. But yeah, you gotta be patient, you gotta have that resilience, keep going. Not everyone, of course, will get their big break, but as long as you enjoy whatever you're doing, then I'd say you're a lot more successful than, a lot of people think that they are, or people who have a lot of money. I'm learning from other people or other industry professionals, and it's just you gotta be a sponge, you gotta soak everything up. Yeah, I don't know.